Hey, everybody, welcome back into Bayou Time. Harry McCullough here. We're going to spend the next three segments talking to the parish president of Terrebonne Parish. That's Mr. Gordon Dove. We'll talk about some updates of what's going on as far as construction and things that are happening around the parish. So, welcome in, Gordon. I appreciate you being here, man. How you doing?
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, you guys, yeah, y'all don't get a break. You get a little break, but the ball continues to roll, right? It just grinds all the
Well,
time.
since for two and a half years of COVID, then Ida, and yet we still build projects and we
Right.
still kept Terrebonne Parish running. So my hats off to my directors and the staff and the engineers involved. And it was a feat, and everyone stepped up to the plate.
Yeah, it has been a heck of a time. That is no doubt about that. We talk to every guest that comes out. You go, yeah, 2 years of COVID, and then one of the worst storms in the history of the United States, and still got a lot going on. And we're going to get to what's going on. But the pump stations, and not to start on pump station, we'll start on the active daily stuff. But you talk to almost 100 pump stations now, which is just incredible. But let's start with some of the equipment that you guys are using on a daily basis.
Yeah, people comment that all this, there was a comment 2 weeks ago at the council meeting that we're not, that we don't dig lateral ditches. There's probably 3,000 miles of lateral ditches in Terrebonne Parish. There's 500 miles of state roads, 600 miles of parish roads, and we get to them. But just to give you, for instance, to make a comment that we don't do lateral ditches, we do them every day.
Yeah.
I mean, so if you look at that up here, what we have working every day is 2 vacuum trucks. That's for the culverts,
Right.
Terrebonne Parish owns all this equipment. And then we have a service contractor that brings in some of it, the maintenance contract. 19 dump trucks, 5 grade alls, because with a grade all, you need 2 dump trucks to haul away. Then let the public know, grade alls are the ones you see on the road right close to the ditch.
Right.
18 excavators, most of the time you won't see them. They off the road someplace. They can reach as long as 60 feet. But we have 18 running. There's not a parish or county in the United States our size that runs all this equipment. 2 marsh buggies. We had 4 after the hurricane, but we wrapping it up. 5 dozers, 7 skid steers, 8 tractors, and that's to cut the ditch and laterals. We got 8 tractors that just ride up and down ditches and cuts them. So anybody makes a ridiculous statement we're not doing laterals, they're not living in Terrebonne Parish. I don't know where they at. They're on the moon someplace. And then we got 3 lily machines that go around picking up lilies out of bayous. Besides, we spray them. In addition to this, we have 3 crews working daily repairing concrete panels, curves, and doing hot patch repair. We cut out and patch. We don't just patch over a little narrow area where it just doesn't last. So we have that every day that is being done. If someone calls in, please call my office. If you call in, you will be put on a list. It has some ditches. Even though you have grass in your ditch, you're still going to drain.
Sure.
But we do try to keep the grass down. We dig them out every so often, but grass grows like wildfire.
Oh, yeah, this time of year.
So I know there's been some talk about lateral ditches, but they don't know what they're talking about. Trust me, they're on the moon someplace. I mean, we every part of the parish, from the bayous, from Montague to Chauvin to Berg to Delorge to Houma to Shreva, Bow Black, Gibson, they spread all over the place.
Yeah.
And we don't stop because drainage has been one of our main.
It's all part of
drainage
it,
and roads
right.
have been our
Yep.
2 main priorities and cause quality of life issues.
Without a doubt, and right, they all go together. If you have bad ditches and bad drainage, it's going to follow that for sure. So, yeah, you talked about now up to 98 pump stations, which is amazing.
We have 98 pump stations. They're all automated. A lot of people call in and say the pump's not running. Well, they're set at a certain level, and they don't come on until that certain level. We are mandated by the Corps of Engineers. We have a seal level on all our pump stations. we won't pump. We're not allowed to pump below that seal level. But if we do have a heavy rain coming in, we will pump below the seal level. So that, you'll hear them pumps running before the rains get here. We know there's a
pump it down.
bad boy coming. And 42 pumps on telemetry and SCADA, and 5 to go online soon. It's going to be 47. That's all our big pumps. Telemetry, SCADA mean you can start, stop, operate them, watch them from a Cat 5 building in Shreveport, or you could be in New York City and operate them.
Right.
When I took office, there was 6.
Now you got 42.
Barry Barnwell started doing telemetry in the 90s.
Right.
And to this day, when I took office, 17 years later, there was 6 of them done.
6.
That's it. We are at 47.
About to have 47 on.
And my hats goes out to my public works people, David Rome, his group, Joey Sehan, Dean, and all them guys. We actually build our telemetry. Now we go out and we get the panels built by someone else, but it's our design. And we have soon to be 47 pumps.
So you feel good that
that's
we're
on
not gonna
telemetry.
we're not going to have a flooding issue like we've had. in the
No,
past.
you won't. I mean, you get a 1,000-year storm that's got 35 years of rain, you're gonna have some trouble in areas. Some areas we'll be able to take.
Right.
And then
Much better though. Huh?
we've added 36 generators to the existing electric pumps, drakes, and radio gates that did not have any generators. So besides us building 30 new pumps, we added 36 generators to pump stations that had electric generators but no generators. We rebuilt. We built new all these pump stations. A couple in there that was rebuilt, but the majority of all these we built 30 pump stations that was not existent in Terrebonne Parish. You can see the first list, the second list, and it's quite a long list. And then the next one is the pump stations with telemetry and SCADA that we went over earlier. We got 42 with
big
5
ones,
more coming
right.
out. These are all the bigger pump stations. These you can stop, start them, and monitor them, and you also monitor your elevations of your water on both sides. Now we're actually putting discharge monitors in there that will tell us if our pumps are discharging the water they're supposed to.
That's
So
amazing.
we've been installing them.
Been a lot of work going on around this parish.
And then we skip the other one. This is the capital outlay. I want to tell you, our delegation did a wonderful job. Brett Lane, Mike Fesey, Tana McGee, and Jerome Zarang really brought in the money. We really did well, and you could see from the pump station at the HNC, Bayou Terrebonne, Lock Pump Station, Val High Extension, which we're going to get a little further down. That's a huge road we're building. Terrebonne Sportsplex, we got $5 million thanks to Tana McGee, who really pushed that deal. A replacement of the Brady Road Bridge, we had $5 million. That was the only money that was taken out, and that's a long story.
Yeah,
but I won't get into it.
We've talked about it here before.
I'm not happy about that. Okay. Replacement of the Bayou Canal, Funderburg Bridge replacement. We started buying land. Bayou Terrebonne Miter Gates. We're gonna put one at the Twin Span and one in Company Canal, and we're gonna put a pump station south of Montague in Bayou Terrebonne, and we will put the entire system of Bayou Terrebonne under pump if we need to. So it actually becomes like Chauvin, like I did in Chauvin when we added a pump station in the lock system. Hanson Canal Stream, Barrel Street Pump Station, which we started that's right around ABS Cafe. That's to help that area. Wetland Discovery, Industrial's an old pump station. We're replacing it. So we're engineering it. We do have $5 million in floodwide program for that. And the Lower Delaware East, and in West Alma, we got a lot of construction going around road and at Alma. If you go past Cadadas on Alma Street towards St. Louis, you'll see a bunch of construction. That's always going underwater for decades.
Yeah.
So and then we put pumps on St. Louis Canal to
help
to
out
help
with
that.
that.
So if we move quick, the next one, we completed. This is to clean the trees that were during the hurricane that was blocking the
Water
canal.
flow, yeah.
So this isn't all. This is the first phase
Right.
of it, but this is complete. We had to go through the core, and so it was slow as molasses. The next one is some different machines we have. A lot of people complaining about lilies. We got machines out there picking up lilies. We're spraying lilies.
Could
You
use
know,
one to sleep behind my house.
I was talking to Billy Sinak, and Billy Sinak is all over the place
Oh, yeah.
hunting, and he told me this is the most lilies he's ever seen in
Yeah, it's a
Terrebonne
lot.
Parish.
Yeah.
This heat is growing them like wildfire. The next thing is on the left, as you can see, you can see they're cleaning out a culvert.
That's a broad
On the
one.
right, oh wait, we have a lateral ditch. We're actually cleaning a lateral ditch. For you guys out there that says we're not cleaning lateral ditch, y'all don't go out there, but this is how it looks, okay?
That's right. That's right.
For the people who's on the moon sometimes. So the next one, you can see we're just cleaning it out. There again, that's the vacuum truck. You can see how we spray into the culvert with the water shooting out right
Make sure
there.
it's not blocked.
The next one, I always show this because we're going to bid. I mean, it's close, $360 million. Lock system, and let me tell you something. Your high waters in Terrebonne coming from the Gulf, that will stop it. So this is close. It's going, and we're gonna. You
start
will.
soon.
If you hear fireworks going off, that means we're waiting on the state to pull a final trigger. The levee board, we've done everything we're supposed to. Money's in place, paperwork's there, so we're going out on the streets to get bids.
Oh, that's awesome.
Hollywood Road Bridge, that's 3.7, but it's actually 4.2. The bids came in high. We've been moving the money through the council, and we hope to have a groundbreaking on this in the next 3-4
How long does
weeks.
it take to build a bridge, Lana?
Probably about 8 months.
Oh, the date of completion, spring of 23. Spring of 20.
Well, that's
that'd be
an old one.
24, I would imagine.
Yeah, that's an old. But
Yeah, we had COVID and a couple.
it was
and a
already
storm.
awarded. It's
Yeah.
awarded to Sea Level.
yeah.
Sea Level's a big company out of does a lot of work for us. So I was happy to see them get it. This bridge is going to look just like the one on Polk Street, except if you see it's a 3-lane.
I got you.
And so,
So
it's a
turn
bigger
lane.
bridge, so it's costing more. And because of everything, the costs have risen. But this is going to be a good looking with decorative lights, and you can't see them on there. But
it
it's gonna,
stops them.
it's going to be as pretty as the Polk Street Bridge.
Okay, 20 seconds. We got Island Road rock jetting.
Island Road, of course, I always show this. This is a major road that we've done. There again, we're protecting this road, protecting the island, and protecting 75 graves that's on the island that people need to get to see their loved ones.
Flooding, evacuation is always a big part of it too. And this Valhalla extension to Savannah Road is going to be another way that we can help us get out of this area. Huh?
Yes, that's from the Valhalla extension from Savannah Road
To
to
Highway
Highway
90.
90, and actually goes underneath Highway 90 all the way to Rouse's Boulevard, which goes to Fletcher, Rouse's, and Canby Machine back there.
Yeah, it'd be great for students too to get to school that way too. That's
Right,
a
it'll
growing
be
school.
a 2-lane, but it'll have a 4-lane right away. It'll go back to the cane fields along 311, and we've gotten $3.5 million for the engineering, and it's a $39 million project, and it is under engineering. The engineering has been awarded, and we're gonna keep moving it forward. And if you look at the next page, this is where it lands at 311. If
Yeah, the next.
the next one's 311. If you see Rouse's Drive below it, this is GIS Engineering. They've been working on this for about 3-4 years with landowners. I want to thank Jake Giardina. It's been a big push in it, and especially Bretta Lane. Bretta Lane has really moved this project forward. I'll sit at the Bretta Lane, and of course Jerome Zarang, Tanner McGee, and Mike Feasey. And this is a huge,
that'll help.
huge step for us. And when you're going to get there, you take a right and you get on 90, whether you want to go to Morgan City or New Orleans. And this is not a dream anymore. It's under engineering. They're going to be doing land acquisitions. And we've talked to all the landowners, and we've about got our footprint down. And I want to thank for all the landowners we've been talking to.
Yeah, it
and-
looks like there's a right of way. When you come down Vile High and you hit Savan, it looks like there's a straight right of way right there. It's got, the obviously the power poles or something right there. So I'm sure it'll go along that way.
Yeah. So that's pretty good. And that's a water control structure on Island Road, which is there again is protecting roads. And that was built, with Terrebonne Parish monies. Something else a lot of people don't recognize is the Shriver Overpass. The next one, when they say they don't recognize, they don't realize the work that's done on this lighting system.
Right.
Now, this lighting system, if you notice, the state did a lot of work out there. We had repaired the lighting system, then we had to come back and repair it. For some reason, years ago, Terrebonne Parish took over the maintenance of the lighting system on the Shriver Overpass, and we pay Entergy per light to fix it. I mean, per light to run it. Normally, they would maintain it. But the electrical department years ago, decade ago, decided they want to do the maintenance. It's the only really thing on a state highway that you don't want to do because you got to have specialized equipment to go wire underneath those overpasses.
Right.
But anyway, we got it done. It was about 800 something thousand.
Yeah.
And if you live in that area, and we are changing all our lights to LED.
Right.
When we put new lights, they're LED. They're not the old fixtures anymore.
Almost got a purple tint to them sometimes
Yeah,
when you go
yeah,
across.
and there's still a few lights us out. I mean, we took a hit with the hurricane on that,
but
and just some streets that we've done. Nalo Drive in Berg. That Steve Trosaclair pushed this. That goes to their baseball fields. This was really a bad road. This was done a while back, but I just pulled an old construction deal, and I want to thank Steve Trosaclair on that. He's the councilman in that area. And then we just had the groundbreaking on this. This is going to be huge for our drainage systems in Bayou Cane. And
have that reservoir. Huh?
the reservoir, and thanks Shell Oil for the donation. And the pump station is under construction. Lowland Construction has it. And it's got 6.5 miles of levees that we're going to build. And now we're not going to kill the vegetation.
Right.
It'll just store it and automatically release it with these gates that have actuated gates that will open and release the water after the event. And it'll actually help flush out Bayou Terrebonne in the same process.
Yeah, so another look at that, the Bayou Cane pump
And
station.
then the next one is the same, just a picture of it, but that's behind Rouse's. You see them working right now when you pass. And then this is the layout. The next one's the layout. I'm
Of the
kind of move
levees.
fast. And then this works in conjunction with the one we just completed, the one right across from Sugarwood, the 118 pump station for $5 million. Okay, one more. Okay, that one, as that's right there off 311 in Equity. That has done more good for the areas.
Boy, that thing
People
moves
can't
some
even
water.
imagine that's worked so well.
That moves some water for sure.
It's done $5 million. That's been great. This Val High we put a while back, that takes care of all the Sugarwood Country Drive. Bayou Country Park and Sugarwood and the lakes and all that area. So that's very successful. Plantation Gardens. I don't know if I've ever showed people this one. We stopped Plantation Gardens problems right there with that little pump. That was put in a few years back, and Savannah Road did a rifle range.
Got the same one?
Yeah, well, that's another one. That's
Yeah.
a different one. And then, of course, the Chacahoola Basin. And the reason I'm showing that again, I know I've showed it before, 108,000 acres. The first one, Hanson, which has been completed, that's what's been keeping the basin down. Next Tuesday, we're shooting for next Tuesday. We're going to announce it. The Elliott Jones is completed. It's actually running today. They did the last test today. So if we can move one more.
Yeah, we got Hanson, and then we
Hanson's
got
coming up.
Elliott
Yeah,
Jones.
that's complete. That's been completed for about 3 years. There's Hanson,
And
another
then the
shot.
next one's Elliott, yeah.
Elliott Jones, that is now complete. It's running, and we're gonna have ribbon cutting next week.
Oh,
on it.
nice. Well,
That's
great.
$15 million. Actually, $16 million because everything goes over. That's just pumps in Chauvin, and that's pumps.
Oh, the petite caillou lock system, 10 million. So
10
yeah,
10
all of
million,
that.
all
And
that
look,
fit finish.
much more that's going on.
But main thing we want to let the people know there's a lot of equipment working out there that they don't see, and we do lateral ditches.
Thanks so much,
I
Corey.
can't believe someone would make that statement, but that surprises me.
You're right. All right, we'll be right back after this on Bite Time.
Okay, thanks.